So this is actually turning out to be a pretty damn good day at work. It's 8:59 a.m. Bar says it's only 91 degrees out. So we left the fan aggressively high. I hate it when that happens. So I'm driving this. It's doing an update for Sirius XM. I'm driving this Ford Escape up to Yuma. So I love doing these long distance trips. But yeah, Rob just kind of caught us in the group, basically driving in circles doing maintenance because it's a slow day, and was specifically wanting me to do this trip to Yuma. So it's gonna be a fun day. So hopefully I get back in time to handle my car and my cell phone and make it to Domino's. So it's 9:18 a.m. and I'm outside the gate. I always feel like I stole a car every time I go outside a gate in one of these new vehicles. But this is why I love this job. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love rolling around the rental car center. Dang, I turned on for just a second there. I thought I should turn right here, and I'm realizing no, I want to go forward. So it's supposed to be same old thing as last time. We're supposed to be riding like convoy style, and then I was sitting behind the guy who is the lead for this trip, and I forget his name. I've seen him on the R, but I've never really talked to him. And then I realized he was waving at me to go around him after another driver that was behind me went around him. So I'm not too worried about it. Like, I know exactly where I'm going. I'm headed to the Yuma airport. And I'm sure when I get in there, I'll just be looking, for the Hertz rental cars, for the rental car center. And then when I get in there, I'll be looking for Hertz. The driver that I followed out, he turned this way. I would have normally I would use a different route to get to Yuma. But at this point, I feel like I'm kind of on my own. Because, we were going convoy style, but now I don't know who I'm following. So I'm just taking the best route that I know to Yuma, which from here would be the 17 around the south end of downtown Phoenix to I-10 West to US 85 south through Gila Bend onto the 8 over to Yuma. And I looked at a map of Yuma. I generally know my way around Yuma, but I don't know the entire city. But the airport's not far south from I-8, so I saw a couple of routes I could take to there. I'm hoping sometime between here and there I see somebody that I recognize. Somebody that recognizes being for my caravan that I can just follow. Because that's kind of how this is supposed to work, but we're already separated. So anyway, it's going to be a fun trip, and hopefully I can shoot a little video here and there along it. So I'll tell you, yesterday after work I was so high-strung, and just this morning was awful. But right now everything's kind of coming together. I mean, this is going to be a great day at work here. I got Sirius XM radio to keep me company, and it's going to be a nice. Got it on 70s on 7 right now, and I'm sure I'll bounce it on through some different stations. I like what they play on 70s at 7, but all 70s music, and I'll start to kind of be yearning to hear other stuff as well. This morning, oh man, my head was just not in a good place. Everything got better once I get to the rental car center. I mean, honestly, once I got on the SkyTrain, like, I just felt myself just feeling better. But yeah, it's going to be a nice, peaceful journey out to Yuma. I'm in a 1999 Ford Escape that just is really clean and drives perfectly, and Zills and Crofts on the satellite radio, and yeah, it's going to be a good day. And I have been texting Samantha, and she's got to be scheduled to be in there at 6. I told her I kind of need an extra hour to get everything together, and she said that would be fine for tonight. I'm closing, so presumably she's already got other drivers in there when she had me scheduled to show up at 6. It should be fine without me. The last time I was scheduled to start at 6, like the first hour, I just stood around waiting for something to happen anyway. So my showing up at 7 should presumably actually help her with her labor numbers. So I'm just crossing my fingers that Rob gets my car done for by the time I get back from Yuma, and that I'm able to get to Al's cell phone shop and drop off my iPhone tonight. And hopefully I can figure out some other way to run the Domino's app. The Domino's app doesn't seem to like Obama Phone 5, but maybe if I maybe if I just run my hotspot on Obama Phone 5, I can run the Domino's app without too much issue on Obama Phone 3. That Rebel 4 seems to be as low-end cell phones go, it seems to be a pretty capable device. So now I am really thinking about getting another, like a newer cell phone for running these apps that don't like my older phones. And I'll talk more about that later. I just got to not lose focus. I can't have breakdowns like I had yesterday, and I just need to, whatever it is that Allison's wanting from me that she's not able to get from me, just realize like she can live without it. Like, she's got all her needs provided for in that home she's in, and I feel bad that I'm not able to just drop what I'm doing and get that stuff to her, but she will be fine without that stuff. I know she really wants her EBT card so she can buy specific groceries, but it's not like she's going to do without food without it. So everything's going to be okay. Just got to keep my focus and enjoy the summer breeze and jasmine in my mind. Hey, what's up, YouTube? 9:50 a.m. I'm taking an exit to 85 from Route 10, from Interstate 10. US 85. Usually I fly on this exit, but there's a whole lot of semis going kind of slow in front of me, and it says there's construction coming up. It's been a long time since I've done this stretch of I-10, and was kind of surprised to see that between Verado and here that I-10 has been expanded notably, and the two main exits for the town of Buckeye, which are Miller Road and I'm forgetting the names of them. Like, I know where they are when I drive out here. It's Miller Road and Watson Road. Miller Road and Watson Road. And not only has I-10 been expanded and widened going across both those intersections, but the intersections have been completely redone. And as I look off to the side, I can see brand new traffic light poles down the intersections below, and what they've done underneath I-10 is diverging diamond intersections with the main roads going underneath. So that's a interesting and unexpected change. So enjoying the XM radio. I've landed on channel 77, which is called Bluegrass Junction. I don't listen to a lot of bluegrass, but I'm just kind of switching through the different stations. I'm like, oh, bluegrass, this is different. Then they're playing Flat and Scruggs, so whatever. That's something different. I keep hearing so much of the same music all the time, so it's always nice to hear something different. All right, I'm merging down to one lane. I need to really focus on my driving. I just a little bit ago got off a really uncomfortable call where I had Cox Cable Automation call me regarding my overdue balance, and of course automated systems are a difficult thing to deal with, like when driving. Like, yeah, I can't press this and press that. Hello, I am driving. And at one point I hit 0 and I kept saying representative over and over until I eventually got to a representative. I think I was just putting so much pressure on me to commit to making a payment like right now, or doing like a post-dated payment where I'd schedule a payment for a specific date. And I'm like, dude, I have no way of knowing at any given date exactly how much money is going to be in my bank account. This is a formula for overdraft fees. I'm like, no, not going to do it. And he's like, well, I can't guarantee that we won't disconnect your service, blah, blah, blah. I said, look at my account. So I've been a Cox customer for a really long time. And I've been pretty damn consistent about paying my bill. So just so we're clear of where we just like, well, I put a note in the account, but I can't guarantee they won't. And so, well, when you put that note, why don't you put in the notes that if my service gets disconnected, I won't be paying any reconnect fees. If my service gets disconnected, I'm going to go to a competitor. So right now I'm getting a lot of offers in the mail from T-Mobile for their wireless broadband service, and they're offering me new customer deals. So just so you know how that plays out, I'm just started new jobs. I'm in that time period between when I start and when I get full paychecks. I haven't got a full paycheck yet, So I won't get a full paycheck until Thursday, but I don't know how big it is going to be and how far it's going to stretch. So I don't know that yet. So I'm not going to commit to making a payment until I know how much money I have to make the payment with. It's like, okay, well, that's fair. I said, well, I just need you guys to realize that there's no money here until Friday. But I'll either come into the Cox store and pay it, or I'll do it over the phone on Friday. It's like, well, I can't guarantee your service will get disconnected. I said, well, I can't guarantee I'm going to continue to be a Cox customer if y'all do that to me. and if it's a bill for service I'm no longer receiving, they can eat a dick on receiving payment. Just saying. Like, and I told him, I said, like, right now I'm concerned about paying my rent for my storage, which I have a bunch of vintage equipment in, and paying my rent on my apartment. And given the choice between losing Cox internet and losing my apartment, losing my storage, Cox internet's disposable. I don't need it. I said, I got hotspot internet through 2 different phone services. So if there's anything I can live without of all the things I'm dealing with right now, it's Cox internet. And he's like, oh, okay. So I guess we'll see, if he puts that stuff in. And he's a phone person, he don't give a shit, I'm sure, but that's it. Just keep in mind, threatening to shut off service when somebody's going through some financial bind when they've been a long-time customer is not a good way to it's not a good formula for customer retention. So, anyway, he's a phone monkey. God knows he probably just doesn't give a shit either way, but at least I said my piece. And I will happily switch from Cox to somebody else and get a new customer discount if they shut me off and can't wait until I have the money to pay them. That just is what it is. So this road on the left is MC 85. Used to be US 85 until they rerouted US 85 to the road that I'm on that went north to I-10. MC standing for Maricopa County. It's a county road. Also known as Buckeye Road. So I had to turn left there, go along the railroad tracks. Sneaky cop on the right. Hopefully he doesn't decide he wants to give me a ticket for holding a smartphone while I record. I don't know, it looks like they're pretty actively giving tickets though. Sneaky cop number 1, and there's UPS pulled a truck over for something. On that note, I should probably put my damn phone down, but if I'd share this part of the journey. This piece of 85 always seems fascinating to me because it's pretty obvious by the giant space in between and the layout of everything that this was put together by ADOT with the intentions of being turned into a freeway at a later date, with the roads that I'm driving on now being the future frontage roads. So, infrastructure like this has always fascinated me. And as you can see, there's roads off to the right. This is still sort of a Phoenix metro area. I mean, yeah, I'm out in the boonies and it's agriculture on the right and left and some chunks of desert to the right and left. But make no mistakes, there's random communities and stuff off in the distance where I can't see from where I'm driving. And the infrastructure is in place for this to eventually be a freeway through that future urban sprawl. So, as you can see, the median just got narrower and kind of joined into it. So that's where the future frontage road will end, and then this will be the highway. And as you can see, it's already built here to interstate standards. And not that it would become an interstate, because that's not really how Arizona rolls. Although it's already a U.S. highway, so I'm not sure how the funds allocate differently for U.S. highways versus interstates. But I know there's a difference in the way those federal funds are distributed. Anyway, I'm gonna put my phone down, focus a little bit more on my driving. I haven't seen anybody with my Caravan since my last little video clip, but I'm not worried about it. I know where I'm going. My focus is on safe driving. I did hear that somebody doing one of these runs got a speeding ticket. That's what Rob told me. Rob, the main manager. In which my response is, yeah, I don't really speed like that, so I'm not too worried about it. And that seemed to be something he was glad to hear. And I told him about the run to Flagstaff that he put me on the other day. I think that was on Friday. He said, yeah, on that one. He said I was in an Odyssey and had adaptive cruise control. So I just set the adaptive cruise control at 82 and let the thing drive itself. Which is probably what I should start doing now. I haven't tried any kind of automation. I've just been actually manually working the pedals, but yeah, right now the speed limit is 65. I'm doing 80 in it, which is, granted, that's speeding, but as you can see, I'm just pacing with the vehicle in front of me in the right lane. And 60, with the speed limit being 65, criminal speeding kicks in at 85. So generally speaking, at 80 with the flow of traffic, DPS isn't going to mess with me. It's those people that go above the criminal level that they like to pull over, or conversely, those that are driving substantially faster than the rest of the other vehicles. When everybody's doing a given speed, and that speed is under what's considered criminal speeding, generally speaking, law enforcement doesn't mess with them. Unless they're driving something that looks like really expensive or really sus. But I forget what year this is. I think it's a 90. I'm living in the past. Never mind me. I think it's a. Hang on, I can actually pull the key up because it's a proximity key, so it's not like it's sticking in the ignition. It's a 19, so that means 2019. God, I see 19 under the field of view, and I'm like, 19 what? Where's the other two digits? Oh yeah, that was like almost 24 years ago. La la la. God, it's hard to believe we're almost a quarter of a century into this century because my brain's still living in the 1900s. But yeah, so it's a 2019 Ford Escape. I gotta admit, I'm a little bit surprised that Hertz has vehicles this old in its fleet. I thought we were all like 1 and 2 year old cars, but it's still a damn nice rental car. Not that I would ever want to buy a Ford Escape, but I'm enjoying driving. Alright, it is 10:05 a.m. and I thought I'd shoot a little video of this off to the right. That's the Lewis Prison Compound. That was my home for a couple of months in 1999, towards the beginning of 1999. It was not nearly that big back then. Of course, a lot of the guys I was doing time with were in the construction crew building this. Yeah, it was largely built by inmates for inmates. So many different yards, they all have names. When I was there, all that existed was Steiner Red, Steiner Blue. There's the administrative buildings right there on the left side of it. That's where visitation was. Wow, a Ricky Skaggs song talking about cell phones and GPS. I guess that's recent music from him. I had no idea Ricky Skaggs was even still making music. Liking this though. I'm gonna download this song for sure. A Simple Life from Ricky Skaggs. He's one of those artists that I was never really into, but I remember him having some good songs back in the 70s. So, or sorry, not so much the 70s, but the early 80s. So. Anyway, going back to my drive, I just thought I'd show you all that I'm cruising by the prison that I did time in. Good times.